Hello everybody, this is Professor RP from the University of the Southwest, and I just want to give you a quick little demonstration of how to format the running head within Word for Windows. As you'll notice, I've pulled up Windows and I have a blank page right here, and let's just call the title of the paper exactly that, how to format your running head. There we go. We're going to begin by first looking at the APA manual, which if you will go to page 229 of your manual, it's section 8.03, I believe, where it discusses the running head and exactly what it is and where it's supposed to be placed. Notice that it is an abbreviated title with a maximum of 50 characters, counting the letters and punctuation and spaces. What we want to do right now is we want to go back to our Word document knowing that. And I know that this title right here is about 31 spaces or characters. I've already counted it, so I could appear like I was being smart. But what we want to do is we want to scroll up here to the very top of the page, and we want to open up the header section, which means double clicking on about the first inch of your paper, and that automatically opens it up. The next thing I like to do is make sure that the page number is on there. So what I'm going to do is I can go over here to the Insert tab, and then I can go over here to the page number, click on it. We know that it's going to be at the top of the page, and we're going to go make sure that it is aligned to the very right, and you'll notice that there's your page number. Then what I want to do is, leaving the cursor exactly where it is, I'm going to type in, as the APA manual says, the running words running head, and notice that head is not capitalized. There's a colon, and then we're going to type in, of course, the title, how to format the running head. Now, leaving that cursor right where it is, I'm going to use the tab button, and I'm going to tab this once. Sometimes it makes it twice, but you'll notice that when you tab it, it moves it all the way over to the left. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight the title just like that, mark it and highlight it. I'm going to move over to the Home tab, click on it, and I'm going to scoot over here to this little button called the Change Case button. It's a large A, little a. Click on it, and tell it to format the title in all uppercase, just like that. Then the next thing I'm going to do, now you'll notice that I actually have the running head, but the next thing that I'm going to do is double click on the body of the paper. Again, you'll know there it is, page 1. Now here's the problem that most people run into, and it's that you have to now create a header, which according to the APA says is that the only place that has a running head is the title page, but Word causes a problem and makes it difficult to format it. So we want to go ahead and create the header. Now what I tend to do is I go to my last line down here. Typically there's a date in the title page right there, although that's not APA doesn't say you have to have that, but because we're in a university setting and these are usually assignments, it's a good thing to type the date of the submission or creation of your paper. But basically I've got my cursor right there underneath that spot because nothing else is supposed to go there, and I want to create. I want to click over here on the page layout and create a break. and I want a section break. So I click on the breaks within the page layout tab and click on insert a section break. Now what that did was that moved me to page 2, as you can tell, and now I've got to double click again on the header, and I want to get you to notice this little word, this little thing here. It says same as previous. I don't want that. I want to change that, and the way you do that is to come up here. You'll notice the link to previous button, and I want to click on that, and what that does is it removes the link to the previous section and creates a whole nother header section. Now this is important because what I want to do is I want to remove this running head words here, but the best way of doing it is to mark the whole entire title all the way to the letter 2 right there, if you can see that. And what I'm going to do is immediately just type in the same title again, how to format the running head, and I'm going to tab it again just like I did in the first one. I'm going to mark this now just like I did before, and I'm going to click on the home tab. I'm going to click the change case icon into uppercase. Then I'm going to double click on the main part of the body of the paper here, and you'll notice it doesn't say running head anymore on there, and this is the header of every page from page 2 on. I want you to also notice that as I scroll up here, running head is still on page 1. This is the way you create an APA formatted title page and running head and correctly formatted header. And from this point on, of course, this page 2 is usually your abstract page, and if your professor doesn't require an abstract, is also where you might start the main body of your paper, starting with your title right here in the first part and the introductory paragraph right there. I hope this helps, and let your professor know if you have any questions.